Hi, you guys. Thank you for tuning in with Staying Positive with Nalisha. I am living with HIV, have been for a year now. My goal is to encourage young women, young men, especially pregnant women, because I contracted HIV while I was pregnant. Thanks for tuning in with Staying Positive with Nalisha. I'm Nalisha, and today I have my sister here with me who has been through it all, seen all the tears, seen all the laughter, and seen all the doubt that I had.
Hi, my name is Mary. I'm her sister, of course. I'm 19, have a son, and I'm just going to be talking with you guys about how my intake of me finding out my sister had HIV.
Okay. Now take me back to the day before you found out you had HIV.
So, I'm gonna start off with living in the blue house. Growing up, I was raised by my uncles, my aunts, and my grandmother and my mom. Growing up, my mom was on drugs, and my grandma took us in and raised us. My mom was a part of our life, but she was there, but she wasn't there. She didn't start raising us till I was about 13. And being raised by my grandma, she has installed in me how much important the Word of God is, how much, we have to carry ourselves as young women. We have to make sure we're always representing because we never know who is watching. About 12 years old, we moved out of the blue house into this apartment complex. And my first true love I met there, or so I thought. And, we turned out to be great friends. I love to dance. I danced with the Heavenly Voices for years. I also, love to read. I love reading different books. I was more of heading the books, I didn't really get too much involved with friends because I was so shy. Like, I had friends, but I also had associates, you know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't too much into, a lot of hanging out. I did little parties here and there with my cousin, who we love to turn up together, Tati. And around the age of 16, I started, really getting into the whole boyfriend thing and learning what sex was about and going through experiencing things at a young age. And around the age of 21, I found out that I was pregnant. And a couple weeks later, I found that I had HIV.
All right, Mary. So tell me about the day you found out that Nalisha had HIV.
Okay, so I was coming home from high school, and at the time I was a senior. I think that was a day where I'm not even gonna reminisce on that day. But so I was coming home, got off the bus, was walking to my grandmother's house. I come in the house, I see my mom, she had tears in her eyes, and I'm just like, what's going on? So that's when I see my sister crying, and my mom was like, Nani wants to tell you something. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what's going on? And Nani was like, I have HIV. And at the time, I knew I couldn't cry because I know my sister needed somebody that was strong to be there for her. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take this in the best way I can, try to be that strong person my sister needs. And of course, I went to the back. I was upset because I'm just like, how did she get HIV? Like, my sister? No, that don't sound right. So I'm just like, okay. And at the time, I was upset, but I was also like trying to comfort her. And I was also feeling hurt at the same time because I was just like, why not Alicia? Like, why did it have to be her? And so I'm just like, okay, we're going to kick this out together. I'm going to stick with you through everything. You need me, you need to talk to me, just let me know. And so I'm hugging her. She's crying on me. I'm like, Lord, please don't let me cry. She need that strong person. And I'm just like, okay, so I said, so what do you want to do from here? What all do you need to do? What treatments do you got to get? And then that's when it went from there. And we just been going with it every day. I make sure that she take her medication on time, remind her every day about her medication, things like that.
Okay. So now, Alicia, take me back to the day where you were so excited about being pregnant, and then you go to the hospital and they break the news to you. How did you feel?
Well, I didn't, you know, well, they didn't break the news to me at the hospital. I got the phone call at home.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found out I was pregnant, it was March 19th. You know, I found out I was pregnant, took a pregnancy test. I was like, hold up, this ain't true. I ran right to the hospital. I was like, listen, I took a pregnancy test. It says I'm pregnant. Come back. Oh, yeah, you're pregnant. You're due on November 23rd. Right then there, my whole world just changed. I was so happy because anybody who knows me knows that I want a lot of kids. And that right there was the happiest moment of my life. So during that time or whatever, before I found out I was pregnant, like in January, I was getting really sick. Like I felt like I couldn't breathe. I had to get a breathing treatment. My throat was swelling up really bad, and when you know it's supposed to be like a little common cold, it lasted like for weeks. So I knew something was up, but I still didn't go and see what it was about. Or when I went to the hospital to get the breathing treatment, they didn't say anything, you know. And I'm not mistaken, they took blood, and you know, never got a phone call back saying, oh, well, you have HIV. No. On May 3rd, my OBGYN called me, left a message, and said, I need you to call me. I need to talk to you about some test results that, you know, blood work that we took. And when he told me, he was like, now, Alicia, you have HIV. And all I could do was just stop. Like I couldn't cry at first. And my mom was sitting down, laying down, you know, she see me, and she must have knew that something was up. She's like, Alicia, what's wrong? I said, Mom, I have HIV. My mom bust out in tears. And the next thing you know, I'm still talking to the doctor. My Uncle Taji walks in. His girlfriend Megan, my Aunt Shasha, my Aunt Nadia. My grandma was away taking care of her brother. And I didn't want to tell my grandma at first because she was dealing with so much. And I knew that this would hurt her. And I cried a little bit at first, but my family was doing most of the crying. And that's what kind of hurt me, because to watch my family watch me cry, and then to watch them cry even more, it hurt me more. Like, I was trying to take it in, like, now, Alicia, you pregnant. You can't stress yourself out. All you gotta do is right now stay strong for your daughter. Make sure she's okay. And it just went from there. Everything started it was like a hill. Like, it was going up and down. One day, I was having a good day. The next, I wasn't. I was given HIV by my daughter's father. He was born with HIV and didn't tell me. And when he did tell me, it's when after I had got pregnant, and he explained it to me. His family explained it to me in a way that I thought, oh, everything was okay, because I knew nothing about HIV. When my child's father, finally told me that he had HIV, he told me that he was born with it, and that he received it from his mother, from her not taking her medication to prevent from spreading it to the child once giving birth vaginally. So when him and his family, his sisters, kind of explained it to me, me not knowing nothing about HIV, I kind of took what they said and was like, oh, I had nothing to worry about, because how they explained it to me. And so I also, went and told the doctor, the nurse practitioner what said. She was like, oh, well, you should, have nothing to worry about if he was taking his medication and stuff like that. So when I got that call saying I did have it, it was like shock, because I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I thought everything was okay. Like, so I was hurt. Like, I was hurt. I didn't know what to say. And, I immediately started feeling bad for my child's father, because I didn't know how my family was going to treat him now that they knew. I didn't know how anybody was going to react now, because, like, my mom, her daughter, my uncles and aunts, their niece, my father, like, he cried, and that broke me down even more, because I have never seen my father cry. And to top it off, he lives in New York, so he wasn't here to comfort me. And, as time grew, during my pregnancy, I was getting headaches. I had to take 4 medications, was changing my eye color yellow. I was getting headaches like crazy, and I was only able to take Tylenol, and that wouldn't help. I was dehydrated. I also, started to experience different things with my child's father, because of the simple fact, my family, his family sat down and had to talk. My family was angry. They wanted to know why. They wanted to know the questions of why they just now finding out. Why didn't he, express this to her before they lay down together? And one of the comments that was made was, well, she should have used a condom, And that right there, that hurt my feelings, because it's like, I don't care if I was sleeping with this that person, and if they don't express that this is what they got, they're taking away my right to say yes or no, and that's not okay. So when his family said that pissed my family off more. Like, that was like a low blow. Like, what are you trying to say? It don't matter if she didn't want to use the condom or not. It don't matter if they chose not to do this. But at the same time, he didn't express that he had HIV, and that he stopped taking his medication for like 3 years now. So when our families were sitting down talking, and as they was talking, I was willing to, work things out, stick it through, because it's like, I'm just that type of person, and I don't want to hurt him. And I know he didn't intentionally do it, because he was scared to tell me about him having it, because he felt like I was going to leave him. And he has always liked me since we were 12. So when his family started talking, and they was like, his mom was like, oh, well, he told me that he told you and all that stuff, it kind of like opened the eye opener for me about him. It was like, well, I need time now. Like, now we need our time apart, because you're not being honest with your family, and you wasn't being honest with me. So when I took that time apart, things started to take a turn. Like, I was getting text messages from his cousins saying, you making a mistake. He really loves you. He wants to be with you. He was thinking about marriage. And text messages like that was making me feel bad. Like, oh my God, like, I don't want to hurt him. He texted me saying how much he loved me, and he don't want to leave me. He's sorry. And that I'm the only one he truly loves, and he wants to be here for our daughter and stuff like this. It was going good, it was this I'm sorry text message, and then it turned into the, oh, you're so evil, you left me hanging, you only care about yourself. I knew that you getting pregnant would be the wrong decision. Like, this ain't working how I thought my family would be. How could you leave me? It even went to, Snapchat with me, me just living my life, trying to be happy, and I couldn't be happy because he was watching it. Then I would get text messages from him like back to back, and the minute I didn't respond, it was just like it was taking a toll on my body. I started to feel like, you know, I'm obligated to stay with him, like, you know. And then all I could think was, I'm not doing nothing wrong. Like, I just need time to myself to really think, to really focus on amazing. And it just started going downhill, you know, from there.